welcome to Across the Omniverse, a podcast brought to you by Cinema Sangha. My name is Devin Faraci. I am one of the hosts of the program. Joining me, as he traditionally does,
my name is Derek Faraci, and we don't fold. We just pivot aggressively under pressure. How are you, Devin?
Pretty good. So I'm going to keep most of this private, but Papa Faraci is currently in the hospital. He's going to be okay, we're pretty sure. He listens to this show, though, so we're going to send out a feel better to Papa Faraci. And if you guys have anything to say to him, drop a comment. He's been a guest on the show before, and you are all familiar with him, I believe. So drop a little comment wishing him the best, because we're pretty certain that it's all going to be okay. So, right?
Yes.
Right. We feel pretty good about it. So, yeah.
Yes.
And this is a man that likes attention, so we'll give him some.
Give him some attention.
We'll give him a little bit of attention. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Oh, good. Glad to hear
I'm all right. Yeah.
You going to the hospital?
Hopefully not. I'm not planning to. I have very big plans this weekend.
What are you doing?
I'm going to eat a lot of ice cream cake. That's what I'm going to do.
You get yourself... Oh, for your birthday. By the time you're listening to this, it's Derek's birthday. This will be released on Derek's birthday. Everybody, decide you can only do one of the two things. Either you can wish Papa Faraci to feel better, or you can wish Derek a happy birthday. You cannot do both.
Put the things towards my father. I don't really give a shit about my birthday, so put the things towards my father.
Choose one.
You know.
Yeah, I was on the phone with him. I was like, I can't believe you're doing this on Derek's birthday.
Yeah, that's why I said to him, too. When he was like, this is it, I was like, you're not going to die because it's my birthday. It's not allowed.
Well, happy birthday, buddy. How old are you this year?
I'm going to be 49. 49.
Fuck. I'm 52.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, we're old sons of bitches. Yeah. I posted a meme of from shitty movie details on Reddit, and it said in Mandalorian and Grogu, baby Yoda is a 50-year-old baby. This is a subtle nod to that's the entire demographic for this franchise now. So yeah, fair. Drag me.
Yep.
But
accurate.
I'm going to Monsterpalooza this weekend.
Oh, very nice. Who's there?
Yeah. Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper's still alive?
Maybe.
I honestly did not. For some reason, I thought he had died.
No, he's kicking.
That's good. I always liked Alice Cooper. He always seemed like a nice guy.
Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath, Paul Williams, a bunch of people. Here's the thing, though. So Butch Patrick was supposed to be there. Eddie Munster from the Munsters.
Yeah. And
they sent out an email saying, due to work commitments, Butch Patrick can't make it. And it's like, no. Butch Patrick did not get a fucking job.
That's not fair.
Does this mean he's picked up a shift at the Dairy Queen? Is that what that means?
I knew you were going to make that joke. Don't. That's rude. I bet he works.
Not in movies and TV.
Who knows?
I mean, last I heard from Butch Patrick, he was doing tours of Transylvania. You could have him as Eddie Munster take you on a tour of Dracula's castle.
That sounds kind of awesome, to be honest with you.
Apparently, the thing I read about it was that he got pretty drunk on the tour.
He made 2 movies last year.
What were they?
Where'd they go? Jacker 3, Road to Hell, and Spectral Squad, The Haunting of Sophie Lawson.
Well, okay. Well, I guess if he's in the
Spectral Squad. He's got a movie coming out this year, Cadillac Respect.
If he's in the Spectral Squad franchise, then I guess he must have something going. Anyway, I was looking forward to seeing Butch Patrick, but he's got to make Cadillac Respect 2 or something instead. So
he works quite a bit. I mean, really? It's all like straight to Tubi horror movies, but
right, the ones that have like $75 budgets.
Yeah,
the kind that you like. Although they're not really found footage. You like the found footage straight to Tubi movies.
Yes. Yeah. I like the found footage straight to Tubi movies where it's just the person in their apartment alone trying to act like they made something scary. I love those so very much.
Oh, man.
I love it even more when they include at the end of their movie that, like, remember that viral video thing that people used to where they'd be like a video of like a dog or whatever and it's all cute and then the scary face would pop up and scream. Yeah. And sometimes they'll just toss that in at the end of their movie. That always makes me laugh every time. Every time I'm like, that's amazing. Like,
Oh man,
why am I not making these? I could make
there's
them.
literally no reason you couldn't.
Yeah.
We talked about this, right? That there was the movie on Tubi where they cut the scene and just kept filming and put it in the movie.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, do it again. And they just go back. Yeah. It's amazing.
Just didn't edit it. Just
What
kept
if
it
we
in there.
just put the podcast on Tubi?
I mean, I think there's probably no reason we couldn't.
I mean, fucking everybody else is on Netflix, putting their podcast on Netflix. We'll put ours on Tubi.
That's about right. That's about right. We got some news this week, don't we? We got quite a bit of news, I think, this week.
We got a little news. Bullseye is returning for Daredevil season 3.
Sure.
So I wonder if Mr. Charles is going to show up.
Why
I'm
not?
guessing not, since they're filming right now, and what's his face is in Atlanta filming Superman. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
At
they've
least
been
I
filming.
think he's still. I think he's.
We
Still
don't
doing
know.
Superman.
He might have been there for 3 days for all. we
Yeah.
know. Like you know, and he might have filmed his Daredevil shit before this.
Well, they just started filming Daredevil season 3. Oh no, I guess they've been filming for a bit, haven't they?
They've been filming it for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Who knows?
You know what? I mean, America's so excited to get Bullseye back for the 7th time. I had one of my patron calls with one of my Ascended Masters.
Just really the most cultish thing you've ever said.
And we were talking about like how Daredevil season 2 ended with like his identity out. And my Ascended Master was like, I don't know how they can't walk that back. It seems like such a big status quo change. Like that's like, you know, they're going to have 5 more seasons of this. And then I was like, actually, that was season 5. Actually, a gazillion seasons of Daredevil have already. This is actually a reasonable season 6 storyline. Like everybody knows who he is. Like we've gone far enough now. So
yeah, I believe there's more screen time of Daredevil than like any other Marvel hero at this point.
it's got to be, yeah,
Right?
it's got to be.
It's crazy.
There's no way. There's no way. Nobody else.
Who would have thought?
Him and Arrow should team up. Him and Arrow team up to extend.
I mean,
their
I imagine
franchises.
Superman has more screen
I don't
time
think so.
than any other. What are you talking about? Adventures of Superman,
the TV show,
the Superman
yeah, you're right.
movies, Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman, Superman and Lois, Smallville.
You're right. I was thinking about movies only, which is crazy because Daredevil's not a movie. So
No. Yeah, Superman's always got a TV show on. Yeah, he does. Like if they're not making a movie, they're like, all right, we're gonna make a 7-season TV show. I guess that's their move. It's smart, I guess.
all right, what else? We got?
Anyway, we got a trailer for Vault Rising.
Boy, could I not care less.
Yeah, it just did not look interesting.
No, it does not look interesting at all.
No.
And yeah, no, it looks. I mean, it just looks boring to me. I just don't care. And I guess what's her name? Stormfront has a German accent in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I have a theory on that.
yeah.
I think they were like, nobody seemed to figure out that we were making fun of them for being Nazis. So just give her a Nazi accent and maybe they'll figure it out.
That makes some sense.
my theory.
That makes some sense. Yeah, it's just
That's
not
my
that
theory.
interesting looking though. It doesn't look that different from the boys.
No.
Their
My
costumes
favorite
don't
thing
look
about
super
it.
different, you know?
No, their costumes don't look 40s,
Old-fashioned.
50s. You
Yeah.
know, they don't have an old fashioned look to them. That's too bad. My favorite thing about it is that Eric Kripke was asked about Soldier Boy being put back in stasis at the end of The Boys. Spoilers for The Boys. And he said, that's going to be answered in the new show, maybe in season 2. Or like along those lines, which is more of a, we didn't really think about it. And maybe we'll just figure out a way to fit it in somewhere.
Boy, they really shit the bed on the final season of that show.
Really did.
All right, what else we got?
We got a new trailer for X-Men 97 season 2.
Good trailer.
Did
Good
you
trailer.
know? Did you know the show was set in the 90s?
Boy, they really go out of their way to say that in this trailer.
They really do.
Although, it's actually kind of funny because it's all people talking about returning the X-Men to the present day, but the present day is the 90s in the show.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess on some level...
1990s.
Yeah, it does make some sense because if you said present day, then everybody would think you meant 2026, but, like, you mean 1997. I'm really excited about this season because the last season left us off in a very interesting place, and... if they looks like they're going to give us some episodes in these different time periods, like not just like immediately rescue them. And especially with Scott and Jean in the future with little Nathan, who grows up to be Cable. I like that in the comics, and I'm excited to see that on the show.
It's funny. The one thing the trailer did make me realize is that the entire show in the original series as well from the 90s was completely based on 80s X-Men stories. It's kind of funny when they're in this, when they're talking about, it's like the 90s are the most important time in the history of the X-Men. It's like, no. Clearly it was the 80s because by 1991, Jim Lee was gone.
All of this stuff with Nathan in the future, that's all from the 90s.
That's all from the 90s. Yeah.
All this Ascani stuff, that's all from the 90s. And I don't know what the deal is going to be with Apocalypse in Egypt. There's like a bunch of stuff from recent years about that, so I'm not really sure.
It seems and even in the first season, they moved into some modern day stuff as well. Yeah, more modern stuff.
But Rama Tut shows up in this trailer, and Deadpool as well. But it's not really Deadpool. It is Morph turning into Deadpool.
Yeah.
Everybody got excited, but like, no, it's just Morph turning into Deadpool. Like, that's not actually the guy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but I'm excited. July 1st, right? That's the story here?
Is it? I didn't see a date. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe they gave the date. I'm going to have to look this up. Now we have to do middle-aged men Googling.
July 1st.
July 1st. So we got our fucking summer cut out for us, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a busy summer.
It's a busy summer.
Life goes up.
All right.
That's cruel summer, but
What else we got?
I guess they're working on season 4.
Yeah, they are right now. They have scripts written and they're giving notes. So that's pretty impressive. You kind of have to be that way with animation. And the streaming services should figure this out for live action.
But they should figure it out for animation as well because, it was like a year and a half between seasons of this and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And
yeah, it's true. But season 4, that's great news. Like, that feels like they can have like a overarching storyline. I'm sure they are. Like, I'm sure that's like part of what they're doing. If they know they have up to at least 4 seasons, they have 2 more seasons after this. That's great. So I'm really excited about that because this was the biggest surprise for me. X-Men 97 was the biggest surprise, a show that I didn't think I was going to like, and I ended up liking it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm excited. Wow, you added a bunch of stuff.
I did add a bunch of stuff.
You should tell me if you're going to add stuff so I can look at it. Just an idea. Because some of the stuff I'm just going to be like, I don't know anything about this. And this one I saw, I just didn't think it was very interesting. Sebastian Stan plays many roles in Batman 2.
I think this is just an excuse to talk about Sebastian Stan in Batman 2 because the common wisdom right now is that he's Harvey Dent, and a number of the trades have said as much. The thing is that Matt Reeves said that it's a villain that we've not seen very much in the movies, and that does not Harvey Dent.
We've never seen in the movies.
Never seen in the movies. That's not Harvey Dent. And so I'm really wondering if it's Hush, if he's actually playing Elliot, his childhood friend. It's going to be somebody, many roles indicates it's somebody who has either multiple personalities or like behaves in different ways and has a secret identity. And Hush would fit that. He has a secret identity.
He's got like 2 of them in the story, doesn't he? That first he's pretending to be like Riddler, and then he's pretending to be like Red Hood or whatever, right?
Yeah, there's like a bunch that's going on. So I am kind of curious about that because I don't mind Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent. That's fine. But I'm also like, it's not that exciting. And but the thing is, all of the trades are saying the Dents, and that almost feels like it's what Joss Whedon used to call foilers. Yeah. Where you put out information that's not true. And I can really see that being like what they're telling the agencies, because a lot of this information comes from agents, and I can see that coming from being told to the agencies. And because like ScarJo could be playing an Arkham person, you know what I mean, like an Arkham family, especially if it's a Court of Owls story. which we were kind
that's
of
my
hoping
theory.
for.
That's my theory still, that it's Court of Owls.
I guess you could do Two-Face and Court of Owls, I guess, but I don't know how.
I mean, you could Court of Owls. It's been so long since I read the Court of Owls storyline, but like it connects into Martha's family is part of the Court of Owls. So like you can have, like, let's say Sebastian Stan and Scarlett Johansson are Bruce Wayne's cousins, right. And they're checking in on him because his house blew up, and Gotham got flooded, and they're checking in on him. And actually what they're doing is the Court of Owls know that he's Batman, and they don't like that he's messing with the system that they have in Gotham.
Right.
And, and then, Sebastian Stan becomes Talon, which is the guy that Batman fights from the Court of Owls, right? Like that kind of stuff. You could do that kind of thing.
A lot of options. A lot of options.
Maybe he's Eggman.
Jeff Snyder says he's not Harvey Dent. And Jeff Snyder,
I don't think he is.
Jeff Snyder is not usually. He's pretty good. Like, he's not always right, but he's pretty good. Like, I take what Jeff Snyder has to say seriously. So
yeah, he doesn't. I don't know if you saw earlier this week. There was an issue where one of the people who put out a bunch of like spoilers for The Boys, all their stuff was wrong. And then somebody called him. I was like, you charge people for your spoilers and stuff. It's all wrong. He's like, well, I got it from Reddit. It's like,
oh my God,
that's not spoilers. You're just taking random shit that people say on Reddit.
Crazy.
Good job. Yeah. Anyway, we got a trailer for Primetime. I don't know what that is.
Primetime is a Robert Pattinson movie coming out later this year, and Robert Pattinson's playing Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator. So it's the To Catch a Predator movie, but the deal is, I think that I've seen like comments under the video and stuff like that. People are like, yes, finally a movie that's just about taking out the bad guys. I don't think that's what it's going to be about.
I also don't think it's the first movie to ever just be about taking out the bad guys.
I know, but I think like but you know how people are on the internet. But so I think the reality is that there was in 2006, there was a Deadline investigation To Catch a Predator, and when the police and NBC showed up, the guy shot himself in the head in his house.
Yep.
And I think it's about that. I don't think it's about I think it's about what a fucking problem this is, because that was part of a larger sting operation, and almost none of those guys got charged because all of it was so tainted and fucked up. Yeah. And this is a very popular thing on the internet now. A lot of guys do these they're vigilante child predator catchers, and it's fucked up. Because they'll just beat people up in public and shit, and it's a real sense of it's just, I don't know that I trust these guys. Like a lot of them MAGA guys and stuff like that. They just want to beat people up. And I'm not really 100% sure that I truly trust these guys to make these things. And I also feel like I'm wondering how many of these guys that they find, how much of that shit actually sticks, because they're giving the police here's his phone with all this stuff, but I think that guy's lawyer gets that thrown out immediately. That phone was stolen from him, and I don't know. I just feel like he was
assaulted in the street and whatnot.
So it's a very interesting thing. Everybody obviously wants child predators taken down. Also, a lot of these online guys, they do a lot of entrapment. Because they're all pretending to be 14-year-olds, and then they kind of they bring it there, which is not an excuse.
That's what they did on the show as well, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's I think part of the troubling aspect of it is that's why entrapment's a thing, it's all very. I also think these guys are perverts, because I think that somebody who wants to be a 14-year-old online and have a guy send dick pics and stuff like that, you're a pervert. Yeah. I truly believe that. I don't think that this is. I think these people are all really weird. So yeah.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Think of is on 30 Rock when Liz finds out that her boyfriend Dennis Duffy was on To Catch a Predator. And they're like, how old do you think she is? And he says, she said she's 18, but come on, we know she's younger than that. It's so, that show. Oh, I love 30 Rock.
All right, what else we got?
We have a trailer for Sex Pass. Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass.
Did you watch this trailer?
I saw I don't know if it's the same trailer, but I saw a trailer for it where it's a woman's husband sleeps with his sex pass, and her sex pass is John Hamm. So she and her friends go out to find John Hamm so she can bang him. Yeah, it's a funny idea.
And this new trailer has a lot of stuff in it. A lot of guys from the state are in this, which makes sense because David Wayne directed it, and it looks very funny. There's a extended sequence. They had already released this extended sequence online as a clip, but it's like extended in the trailer where they bring John Slattery to John Hamm's house, and there's a guy. What do you mean? Why does it explain a lot?
Well, because in the trailer I saw John Slattery was in it. I was like, is he playing himself or is he supposed to be somebody else? That'd be confusing. But he's playing himself.
John
so that makes, okay.
Yeah, and so they show up at John Hamm's house, and there's like a guy that answers the door, and the guy doesn't want to let them in, and John Slattery puts his foot in the door, and the guy slams the door on his foot, and then they, like in the extended clip, they do it about 12 times. It just like keeps fucking going, and it was very funny. It's like one of those bits like that, like it goes on too long and then it goes on so too long that it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. So I think the vibe of it looks really fun and it looks really stupid and silly, and so I'm kind of very excited.
I mean, yeah, like you said, David Wayne directed it. Him and Ken Marino wrote it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this show or this movie.
Yeah.
Like just based on that, I've liked other things these guys have done, so I imagine that's going to continue. Wanderlust. I very much enjoyed that movie. Role Models. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of the few people who enjoys The 10. I never hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah, you might be.
Yeah.
Your boy Ben Wang is in this one too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
He's in this trailer because they show up at he's an assistant to an agent, and they show up at his desk and they're like, I need to have sex with John Hamm, and they explain it, and then he goes and turns to his boss's office and is like, this lady needs to bang John Hamm right now, and then we cut to him, he's been fired. So that's like,
poor Ben Wang.
Yeah, I know,
it's too bad. Hey, it's got Richard Kind.
Yeah, no, the cast of people playing themselves is really great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Pretty much the entire state is in this, I think.
It looks like Carrie Kenny, Thomas Lennon, Joe Latrulio, Ken Marino, obviously. I don't see David Wayne listed, but he directed it. So
he's on set all the time. Yeah, he might just walk across the fucking screen at some point.
Yeah, he might have like a cameo thing.
But I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, this is like a R-rated comedy. Like, I'm assuming it's R-rated because the title is Sex Pass. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun, I think. There's a really good bit with Weird Al too, that sort of like picks up on the Weird Al biopic, where he's chasing these characters with a machine gun.
Okay, wow. Okay.
So it
takes place in the Weird Al verse, is what
that'd be amazing if it took place in the Weird Al verse. Yeah.
That would be, but in that case they would need to get what's his name to play Weird Al.
Daniel Radcliffe.
That'd be pretty funny. If it was Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Al in this movie, that would be pretty funny.
That'd be pretty good. All right, what else we got?
Let's see. What else do we have? We have a trailer for Disclosure Day, the final trailer.
So they also showed this to the press, and the early response is, the only thing I can say is ecstatic.
Yes, I saw it's being hailed as Spielberg's best movie in 20 years.
Yep.
I'm not sure if those... I obviously have not seen Disclosure Day, but he's made some real bangers in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously I know who said that, and that's obviously a hyperbole, because obviously, is this better than Lincoln? Hard to say, maybe.
The Post? I love The Post.
I think that what is being said there is that this is like a Spielberg movie, the kind that you think of when you think of a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
I think that's what they don't want to say that, like, you know what I mean? But I think that that's the vibe. Like, when you think of a Spielberg movie, even though his movies of the last 20 years, like Bridge of Spies or whatever, they're great. They're fucking masterpieces. But, like, that's not what you think of when you think of Spielberg.
No.
This is what you think of. Now, what's really interesting is this trailer is narrated by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
What'd you think about that?
I did not like it.
Why not?
Because I feel like that's I think they were trying to go for like maybe a bit of an old school feel, like how
Hitchcock
would show up in his trailers and whatnot. But it's just him sitting there, and he's like this is the truth. And it's like it's not. We know it's not. It's
But
an
it might be.
movie.
You know that the UFO community truly believes that Steven
Yeah,
Spielberg
the
has
UFO
inside
community
information.
believes a lot of stuff.
They believe he has inside information that this is actually part of the larger disclosure project to get human beings used to these ideas. So they're pretty excited about it. It's interesting. Him narrating it is an indication that they feel like that their numbers are not where they want them to be in terms of like want to see, like, or strongly want to see. They're not hitting those numbers. People maybe aren't clear what the movie's about.
I mean, the previous trailers did not make it clear.
Yeah, and people don't know what disclosure means. Like, they don't understand that. Like, people who are, like, connected to the UFO world or interested in weird stuff will know that, but the average audience member doesn't. So with Spielberg saying, like, this is like Close Encounters, and there's an alien, a gray alien at the end of the trailer. I really like that shot where it goes into the
deer and then it turns. Yeah.
And it's funny, that deer had been in the previous trailers, and I was like, this looks phony as shit. And then this trailer makes it quite clear that it is phony as shit because it's an image projected into her mind.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, that makes me feel better about the phony looking deer.
I agree.
But this really gives a lot more information away. So I'm really fucking psyched, man. I want a good old-fashioned Spielberg movie. And again, it's people I know who have seen it, and I don't always trust their opinion, but I do know that they are the kind of people who will be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't always agree with them, I guess I should say.
Sure.
Not that I don't trust. I do trust their opinion.
They're not going to come out and be like, oh, it made me cry if they didn't cry.
Yeah. Or like, or say like that, give it that soft pedal, like, oh, it's really interesting or whatever.
The music is great.
Yeah, they're like, this is fucking amazing. Like, my friend Jermaine gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Okay.
And
when does it come out? It doesn't come out for a bit,
comes out
does
in
it?
June. It comes out next month.
So they're doing real early because today, like, is when pre-sales went on. Ticket sales went on, right?
This is tied into pre-sales.
Yeah, to that. So they're showing it really early. So they must really believe in it.
I'm sure that they do it. I'm sure they spent a ton of fucking money on it. It's opening June 12th.
Today, I think the budget's like...
It's opening 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I thought it was much later.
No.
Why is this month so packed?
I mean, that's what it used to be like. Apparently, it's supposed to have a $115 million budget, but I don't believe that. So, I just do not fundamentally believe that. But yeah, I'm really excited about this picture. I'm excited for it to be really good. I'm really excited for this kind of a Spielberg movie. Which we have just not seen in a hot minute. So, yeah.
No, like his last sci-fi thing was Ready Player One, and that was no good.
It was not particularly good. I think that's it for news, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right. And we got letters?
Yes. Christian says, growing up in the 80s and 90s, when we only had movies and TV, you always heard how hard it was for writers to break into the entertainment business and actually get scripts sold and put on screen. Now that we have tons of streaming options fighting for content and featuring shows and movies that nobody actually watches, do you feel like it's much easier for writers overall to break into the business and get scripts sold, or are the same few people just getting more and more of their scripts made?
Oh, no. It's a terrible time to be a writer right now. It's a terrible fucking time to be a writer. And I don't think... the thing is that, like, once upon a time, there were, like, a lot of TV jobs for writers. We don't have as many. And we don't have writers' rooms like we used to have. And the writers' room is what really gives us... like the jobs. Like, you can have 10 writers in a room, you know what I mean? And that's like, that's a big deal. So I don't think it's any better than than anything else that has been. I think it's actually worse. I think it's a tough time. Tough time. So
I would agree. John says, what is one previously unseen character that you would be really excited to see show up in, 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 Avengers: Secret Wars? Secret Wars. 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 Secret Wars.
Man, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I would say probably like a Quasar. I like Wendell, but I'm not really. I feel like they've kind of hit many of my favorite characters. Like at this point, like there's other characters that I do like, but I'm not 100% sure who I would be excited to see show up. I would be excited if they fucking rescued Eternity from what he was done with in the last Thor, and then they brought in all the rest of the cosmic beings, the in-betweener, and all that stuff. Like, that would be pretty great. That would be pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, Quasar, definitely. He's up there. He's way, way, way up there for me. I don't know if I'd be excited, but I think it'd be fun if Millie the model showed up, being that she is like one of the oldest Marvel characters that continued through the years.
Didn't they make a reference to her in one of these things?
I think they did.
I think they made a reference to her, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that'd be fun, I think. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't know. Quasar was my answer and you took it, so.
Oh, come on.
What are you going to do? I mean, where else am I going to go? I love Quasar.
I know. What are you going to do? All right. What's our
Remember
last?
when he got pregnant?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember when they cut off his arms or his hands?
Yes.
That was fun too. Yeah. Remember when his boss Eon reanimated his dead father so he wouldn't know?
And when Eon lived in the closet, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
So.
Anyway, Doug says, I was a big fan of Devin's old podcast, The Kenan, and I'm wondering if you feel any of the comic book movies you guys have covered on Watchmen would deserve entry into the mythical canon, well, disregard Planet of the Apes since that's a given. Looking at the list, I feel like Raimi's Spider-Man is probably the most likely admission, but we've also got Blade, American Splendor, and Chronicle on there. Bonus points if Derek does an Amy Nicholson impression. Thanks, and keep up the great work. I'm not going to do an Amy Nicholson impression.
I don't even know what that would be like.
Neither. That's part of it, and also I've only met her once, and I would not feel proper doing one. I think it'd be weird.
So. You know, do you have an answer to this?
Raimi Spider-Man, definitely. You're right.
I mean, if we're talking just about comic book movies, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Did we do the Donner Superman?
No, we've not done that.
Okay, well then that's out. I guess Tim Burton Batman, right? We did that.
We did Batman Returns. I don't think we did the first Batman.
We didn't do the first one? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, we've done a lot of garbage, apparently.
The honest answer,
what we've done.
I think the honest answer has got to be Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I think everybody would
Black
agree
Easter.
With that. Black Easter.
Yeah,
that's not a comic book movie, though. That's
true. That's true.
It's got to be a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the list here. How about Morbius? I don't know.
No.
No, I would say that, like, if we're being very serious, Spider-Man, Raimi's Spider-Man is a really good. Did we do Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2? We did Spider-Man.
I don't know. I have no memory. I don't know.
I think actually, you know what I would actually put up for this? I would put up Creepshow.
Does that count?
I don't know if it counts. I don't think it really should, but I do believe that that's what I would put up, though. Like, I think that would be my thing. I think that Creepshow is, like, I think a great movie, and it's inspired by comics.
What were the rules for what goes into the canon?
We just argued about it, and then the audience would vote.
Yeah, okay.
There was no hard and fast.
You just had to make a case for it, or a case against it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So, so that's basically the deal.
Okay.
I think Across the Spider-Verse, we did that too. That would it's a real argument.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So
Bloodsport. Bloodsport.
We didn't do Bloodsport.
Yeah, we
did Bloodshot.
Oh, we did Bloodshot. That's right.
Bloodshot.
Yeah, whatever his name was. Whichever one it was, it gave me a panic attack. My first panic attack in my life.
So fucking amazing. That is one of my favorite fucking things. It's so funny.
I will never forget that day of sitting there pausing it and realizing I'd only seen like 20 minutes and being like, oh my God, how is this possible?
It's so funny. Oh, man. All right. If people want to have their questions answered, how can they do that?
You can send them to ask.cinema.sanga@gmail.com. In the subject line, put what show you want it for, Bad Batch or what is this, Across the Omniverse? And then one question or comment per email, please. Thank you.
All right, are you ready to talk about a masterpiece episode of The Love Boat?
Sure am.
Let's do it. The Love Boat, Season 3, Episode 5 or 7, depending on how you're counting it, because different people count it different ways. So one or the other. The Reunion, Haven't I Seen You, and Crew Confessions. Which one do we want to do first? Do we want to do the Reunion first?
I guess, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we should do Crew Confessions first, because that is, the other two really connect in a thematic way. That Crew Confessions does not.
Well, you know what? So does Crew Confessions, because they're all about the truth. All three of these stories. And Isaac is using too much truth. And these other characters are all just deceiving one another in the most horrific ways imaginable.
Yeah, seriously.
So here's the thing about Crew Confessions. So Isaac, they find out that a
man from Oakland wrote a book.
Man from Oakland wrote a book, and they're like, "Well, Isaac, you're from Oakland. I guess people from Oakland are allowed to write books now." And this is such a 1970s show, because when they Captain Stubing's like, "Oh yeah, I'm in this book club. It's a dime, and you get a book every 6 months or 2 months, whatever." And they're looking at the back of the book, and Doc's like, "Boy, that guy must have made millions of dollars." And it's like, no author. There's like 10 authors on Earth right now making millions of dollars per book.
Yeah. And even back then, the guy it's very plausible the guy did not make millions of dollars.
I mean, it's different. Back then, there was real money in this shit. Like, that's the thing. Like,
sure, but
real money in magazines and in books.
But keep in mind, there's the joke right before where Stubing is like, the last book they sent was Starch, the History of Laundry in America. Whoever wrote that book is not getting millions of dollars.
Yes, but I think that the idea is that this other book is a bestseller. Also, you know what's funny? Starch, the History of Laundry in America, there's a whole world of popular history books now that are like that. It's like salt, the spice that changed the world or whatever. And they just go like really deep, but like written in a popular style, deep on one topic. I like those kinds of books.
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
Fucking Captain Stubing. By the way, this episode, I don't think it's a great for Captain Stubing, this episode.
We'll get to Captain Stubing, because there's a bit with him that I find around him, I should say, that I find very confusing. But we'll get there.
Yeah. So Isaac decides he's going to write a book. And so he goes off to write his book.
Well, he goes off to buy writing accoutrements.
Yes, he has to buy a pipe and patches for his tweed jacket and all this other ascot and all this other shit. It ends up that Isaac
He would 100% be... Like if this was modern day, he would be on like social media giving writing tips.
100%.
Right? Yeah.
#MWriting. This reminds me of the time that I think it was Brian Michael Bendis got in trouble on the internet a long time ago. This was like really a long time ago, where he basically said that if you don't write, you can't consider yourself a writer. And all these people were like, "What if you have a chronic illness? It doesn't allow you to write." And it's like, you're not a writer. Like, it's in the description. Like,
simple,
it's as simple as that. Like, if you don't write, you're not a writer. Like, writers are people who write. It's just that. Like, you could dictate it into a tape recorder. That's fine. You're still writing, but like, you have to actually get it out someplace. That's the deal. He got yelled at so fucking hard.
Sure.
This reminds me of a thing I saw on Threads today. And the original, somebody's quote tweeting a post, and the original post is, "Do you ever get tired of food, tired of planning, tired of buying, tired of preparing, tired of having to deal with eating every single frickin' day?" And the quote says, "None of y'all responding to this clearly ever had stomach cancer and have been told about the lifelong side effects of not having a stomach, and it shows."
And it shows. I guess that's true.
Okay, won't you think of the people who don't have stomachs? Which is like, that's horrible. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, that is such a vanishingly small percentage of the population. Most people have stomachs, and most people reading that have stomachs. But that's the internet right there. Won't you take into account my very specific thing? Anyway,
I always think of the one where it's like you can write, "I love pancakes," and somebody will come back and say, "But nothing about waffles." Says a lot about you. He's like, yeah.
Yep. So Isaac begins writing. He's writing longhand in a legal pad, and his book is titled. What's it titled? Showdown in a Forgotten Town is the first one.
Yeah, because it's a Western, right? And Showdown in a Forgotten Town, which is a good title, actually.
It's actually a very good title, and I think Doc is right that is a very good title. And he has this opening sentence, this guy Dirk, who's overlooking the blasted plains of Nevada or whatever it is, and they're like, "Oh, that's great. What happens next?" And he's like, "Oh, that's all I got. That one sentence." Oh, it's actually like two sentences, I believe.
Or it could just be a run-on.
No, I think the way that he speaks it, there's a period implied.
Yeah. I will say, Gopher and Doc, real assholes about it.
But you know what? That's actually how it. That's a real sitcom thing. Like your friends are going to bust your balls about the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
And also, so here's the deal about this storyline that troubled me, is that Ted Lang is playing Isaac like he had a traumatic brain injury earlier in the day. Like, it's crazy. He seems like a little child half the time, and he does not seem like a smart... Like, in other episodes, Isaac is like the guy giving advice and stuff like that. This version of Isaac is truly kind of a ding-dong. And it's sort of funny that I mean, it's a comedy story, so the characters have to act comedically for the comedy story. But, yeah, I was really taken by how TBI... Isaac is in this episode.
He is he's a little weird on this one.
Yeah, he's a little weird. He then stops writing that. He then turns it into a romance, and we learn that there's a big argument about where the Mississippi River is, because he writes that it's in Alabama, and Gopher's like, it's not in Alabama.
Confused by this joke, because he reads the sentence and he's like, it was the kind of hot day you only get in Alabama. Jerk looked out over the plains to the Mississippi River, and Gopher's like, hey, the Mississippi River's not in Alabama. And Isaac says, I know, but I didn't want to put Mississippi twice in the same sentence.
It's bad writing.
It's bad writing.
He's right, by the way. This is something I struggle with a lot, is like trying to make sure that I'm not using the same mix up the words. Like, you gotta really, like, that's the only time I use a thesaurus, honestly. Like, there's a word that I'm going to be using a lot in a piece, and I know I'm going to be using it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what else can I say here? Because, like, I've said the same word 7 times already. I need to.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's 2 sentences.
But he doesn't say Mississippi twice.
He says Mississippi River.
Mississippi River.
If he said Mississippi as the state, he would be saying Mississippi River. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's the joke. That's the joke, that he would be saying Mississippi twice.
Yes.
He would be.
I don't think it works.
Well, neither does his book, because he then throws that aside for a science fiction book.
Yeah.
This is also a very interesting time, a snapshot of time where science fiction was just not at all mainstream. No. And it's like, I think if you wrote this same bit today, I think that the sci-fi stuff they said would have been really different. Like,
well, they make a Star Trek joke.
They make a Star Trek joke?
Yeah. When Gopher starts saying like think about sci-fi, your main character Kirk, and then Doc goes Dirk, and he goes, "That's right, Dirk."
I thought he said Girk. I thought he said Girk.
I thought he said Kirk. I thought he was making a Star Trek joke. Kirk, Dirk.
You know, there's a Star Trek connection to this episode. A big one, a very big Star Trek connection to this episode. Yeah. I think he said Girk, I think is what he said. But, they don't do, like, really interesting sci-fi language. Like, instead of, like, saying Alpha Centauri or the planet Zebrox or whatever, it's the sun. So, but I guess maybe these guys wouldn't know a lot about sci-fi anyway. But, I think if you wrote it today, you would be much more sci-fi oriented.
Sure. Probably he would be doing sci-fi before he's doing a Western.
Yes, 100% these days, so he's having a really hard time. He's a shitty writer, it turns out, and he's about to give up when Julie says, you know, you're supposed to write what you know. And he takes the wrong lesson from that, because he goes, oh, yeah, then I won't have to make anything up. And it's like, bro, what are you doing?
Well,
So
I mean, in fairness, that's David Sedaris' whole career.
I know, but he's not right. He's writing a novel. He's not
Yes.
writing a memoir.
Yeah.
So he goes off and is able to get 15 pages written. And these 15 pages is of a book called Pacific Passions. And it's the story of life on a cruise ship. And Doc is like, you could get a TV show out of this, which is an in-joke because The Love Boat comes
It's
from
based on
a
a
book.
novel. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's a memoir, really.
It's a memoir called Love Boats.
Yeah. So that's 100% them doing a little meta joke there. They don't, again, modern day, you lean into the meta joke more. But back then, they just have Isaac give like a quizzical look. Like, I think today, Isaac would say, a TV show, who would want to watch that? Like, I think that's what they would do.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
So Doc starts reading this, and he gets pretty
By the
excited.
way, I do want to give proper credit to Doc. Isaac comes into the gym, and Doc is just doing jump rope
Yeah.
like nothing. Like, guy's in good shape. Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him.
This is another 1970s element. There's two different 1970s elements about exercise, one of which is that Doc is jumping rope, which was very popular and pretty standard back in the day. Really, nobody does that anymore.
I think just boxers.
And Don Knotts later on says, oh, a lot of people are jogging these days.
Yes.
Yeah, so the gym, is that just a redressed deck? Because I think Isaac's bar
it's the
is back there.
smallest. There is a bar back there for sure. They try to make. I believe somebody's like making smoothies back there. Is what they try to make it look like.
Is that what it is?
I think so, but I couldn't really tell. And it's not a well laid out gym because there's just shit everywhere.
Just jammed in. Yeah, there's just shit jammed in everywhere. And there's a hot tub, but I don't think it's open. The lady's sitting on top of the hot tub. I think the cover's on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Probably because there's only 4 people that work on the entire cruise ship, and getting things working takes a lot.
Yeah, that could be the case. That could definitely be the case. But yeah, it is. We don't see the gym very often. This is like an exciting moment of expanding.
I'll have to take
the
your word
lore.
for it. I don't know enough about Love Boat to say how often we see the gym.
Well, I'm telling you that this is an exciting expansion of the lore. That this really.
If Love Boat had like the Star Trek blueprint books that they put out of all the ships, would this be one of the things where people were like, no, this has to be over here. What, they put it in the wrong spot. They put the gym in aft instead of starboard. What's going on?
100%. Yes, 100%.
Okay.
But Doc starts reading the book, and he's tickled pink by it, especially because the book starts off just fucking dragging Gopher.
Apparently the first sentence is just like Gopher sucks.
It really is.
Was he called Mongoose?
His called
Something
Hedgehog.
like that. Hedgehog.
His mouth gets moving before his brain gets grooving is the
That is a
exact
good line.
sentence. It's a good line.
That is a good line.
I like that Isaac is mouthing it along with Doc as Doc reads it. And then Doc keeps reading, and he's like, oh, this is good, this is good. And then he's like, wait, what about this doctor who had more wives than patients? And Doc is not happy about this.
No.
So he wants to take the manuscript to his office, and Isaac's like, yeah, please take it, look at it, whatever. The rest of the gang in this comedy bit, they find out what their characters in the book are like. I felt like
Julie, I don't understand why she's up.
Why is
like,
she mad?
She's nice. That's
So
her whole
here's
thing.
the thing. Pert,
She's the cruise director.
here's the thing. Pert is a reference to her bosom.
No, but he says perky.
No, he says pert.
I thought it was perky.
No, pert. Her pert smile. That's a body reference. That's that might be what she's upset about. But even still, it's like even in the lowest down emergency, she keeps her pert smile. I'm not pert. Maybe she does say. I don't think it's perky. I think
I thought it was
pert.
perky.
Well, anyway. But yeah, she has the least to complain about out of all.
Yeah.
Captain Stubing finds out that he's the horror of the high seas, and he kind of likes that until it's revealed that he's actually a marshmallow underneath, and he gets very upset.
Very upset.
The
I
idea
do like that everyone's mad at Isaac about it, and Captain Stubing's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, everybody else is upset about my book that I'm writing about our adventures here on the Love Boat, and Captain Stupid's like, fuck him, write it. Like, I do appreciate. He's just like, fucking bring on the drama. My job is very boring. I just walk around all day, apparently.
Well, I like that later on he goes back to Captain Stubman's like, I took your advice. He's like, you stopped writing it? He said, no, I stopped writing it. And he's like, well, you stopped writing it? He's like, yeah, now I'm typing it.
I'm typing it. He holds up an electric typewriter.
What a fucking gag. What a terrific gag. The writers on the Love Boat never miss, baby. Never
They
miss.
do they fly now joke in this one, so.
Do they?
Yeah, when Isaac first says, like, I could be a writer, and they're like, a writer?
So everybody starts acting really shitty to Isaac, and they're all really mean to him. And this bums Isaac out, so he quits writing. What do they do to him?
They go up and they just, like, first, Julie goes up and is, like, overly, like, energetic, like, sarcastically nice.
They're doing their characters, right?
They're doing their characters, yeah. And then Gopher spills a thing of popcorn and shows that he's not very good at physical comedy. And then Doc does like a Groucho.
He does a Groucho. Yeah. He follows two ladies away. The funny thing is that all three of these heightened versions of these characters are just these characters. Like there's nothing actually heightened about these characters. Like Doc 100% in other episodes has left conversations to go follow a woman in a bikini.
I mean, in the other episodes we've done for this podcast, each of those episodes is Doc's story is I'm gonna fuck that girl. Like that's his story. You know, there's the one where Gopher's sister comes and he's like, is she old enough? Like it's like, dude. Yeah. Creepy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of funny because and Gopher is a dipshit. I mean, that's just like the deal. Like he does spill stuff. Like, so I don't really understand what they're doing. I don't really understand why this bothers Isaac so much. He's really fucking bummed out by it.
Well, because again, there's only 4 like people that work on the boat. Nobody wants to talk to him anymore. He's very sad.
So he gives up writing.
He doesn't just give up writing. He rips his book in half in front of them, which it's only, it's pages. It's like maybe 50 pages, it looks like. Still, that seems an impressive feat to just rip it right in half like that.
He's a strong man. Isaac's a strong man. We didn't see him in the gym, but he must go all the time.
Yeah.
We did see him in the gym, but he wasn't working out.
He wasn't working out. He just walked around with his pipe.
So Isaac, and then they all feel bad, and they tell Isaac, start writing again.
Yep.
That's like the whole story. That really is it. Like,
well, they tell Isaac start writing again, and then Steuben comes up with another copy of the book.
Yes.
I don't know where he got it. I'm a little confused by that.
They might have had a ditto machine on the ship. It might have that smell that you used to get. Like, remember when we were kids and they would hand out the papers that they had run on the ditto machine? They smelled so great. Ugh,
yeah, they were still warm.
They're still warm, yeah. You know what? Like, I've never been a nostalgia guy, but the state of the world today is like, what if I was back in 5th grade smelling that paper? Like, at very least, I think I would be a little bit happier day by day. Like, I just think, like, I was miserable back then, but it's still better than the fucking... Did you see the fucking UFC stage at the White House?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so bad. Did you see the lineup of acts for the Great American State Fair?
Yeah. Milli Vanilli, one of which is dead. I don't know how that works.
It's just going to be a Vanilli.
Yeah, it's a 2-person lip syncing group, and one of them died 30 years ago.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Oh my
also,
God.
Here's the thing. It lists
Kid Rock wasn't on there, which was surprising to me. I don't think he was.
No, he's not. I will say that it lists Morris Day and the Knights, and then Morris Day and the Knights came and said, we are definitely not doing this.
Yeah.
The Commodores are going to be there. Young MC, apparently.
Young MC, 60 years old.
Yeah, Young MC. I liked Young MC back in the day. That's disappointing.
He may not actually be there.
That's a good point. Brett Michaels, Flo Rida. This is like
Vanilla Ice.
What they're calling this. Listen, this is actually what they're calling it. Like on the press release, it's a once in a generation celebration.
That's true.
No, it's the
doesn't get
second, because you
good.
could have had this exact same lineup in 1990. Like, it's just like,
You could have this exact same lineup at Six Flags next weekend. All right, I mean, come on.
it's so fucking crazy. Well, yeah, so Steubing comes up to him and starts telling his World War II battle stories.
Well, each of them, yeah, because Doc comes up with pages. He's
Yes.
like, "Oh, I got stories for you," and then Gopher comes up with like 30 pages of stories. Yeah, and then Captain
Julie has,
Steubing's
her,
like, "Let me."
Julie has her diary.
Julie gives him her diary.
That feels really intimate.
That seems really far.
Yeah. I'm just troubled by that, frankly.
These people are all breaks or all go, one or the other. Like there's nothing in the middle for the crew of the Pacific Princess. Yeah, and then Steubing comes up. He's like, "Let me tell you about all the Nazis I killed," which I would listen to those stories for sure.
Well, that's the thing. He's like, I was out there. Six Wolf submarines were out there somewhere, and it's like, this is like, it's funny because like the premise in this episode is that Captain Steubing's a badass. There is nothing about a man named Merrill that indicates that he would be a badass. Like, Merrill's just not the name a badass has.
But it was a different time.
But also,
and
Captain Steubing's not a badass. That's the thing.
No, he's not. But again, also, it is that kind of thing though, where it's like, oh, Jimmy Stewart, he's a lovable guy. He killed like 30 Nazis. Like, it's like you
more than
wouldn't
that.
believe.
He was a bomber pilot. He killed
he was a
probably
bomber
hundreds
pilot.
of people. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it to look at him.
Yeah, but I
know?
think the thing is that like the whole description of him as the horror of the high seas, which he loved, like Captain Steubing's whole deal is that he's a grumpy guy who's just super lovable. Like that's his whole deal, and he's not even that grumpy. He's like a little grumpy. He's the guy. He's sort of the straight man.
I mean, the grumpiest we've seen him is when they wouldn't let him have cake yet. So let's not forget that. When he was like, "I just want the cake."
He might also have blood sugar problems. The problem is what's going on there.
Which, if he doesn't get the cake, so he's going to hallucinate and be like, "Everybody's Nazis. I got to kill them all."
Wouldn't that be incredible if Captain Steubing had a fucking psychotic break and thought that the Love Boat was his destroyer, and he? That's a good fucking episode of the Love Boat, man. That's an episode I want to see. God,
The Love Boat turns into that Tom Hanks submarine movie where they're trying to get rid of the submarines. Yeah,
Greyhound.
Greyhound. Yeah,
I saw.
I watched that.
It's. What'd you think?
It was good.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I saw a movie just like that. Pressure. It is Brendan Fraser as Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh, where it's like, is it going to rain on D-Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Spoilers. D-Day happens.
That's what the whole movie is, though. Like, that's not like when I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, there's probably some other element to this. There is no other element. It is just people arguing about whether or not it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Here's
Which
the
is
deal.
like, again, very much like a 30 Rock joke.
Well, here's the deal, though.
know.
It's a pretty good movie. Like, it's not like great or anything, but it's a pretty good movie. It's well written. It's based on a stage play. It's well written.
I bet it works
and-
very well on stage. I
sure
could
it
see
works.
that story on stage.
Well, so Andrew Scott is playing this meteorologist who gets called in by the Allied High Command because Churchill says he's the greatest meteorologist alive, and that's true though. That's actually what happened. And
I'm just thinking of the movie Shooter, where it's like he used to shoot for the president and then he gave up shooting, but now he must come back to shoot for the president again. And like Andrew Scott is like a meteorologist who's retired. He's like, I can't do it anymore. The pressure is too much. You're like, you have to do it to save the world.
I mean, he has not actually retired. He is still a part of the meteorological community.
He's a regular Al Roker.
He comes in and he's like a real pain in the ass, like really a pain in the ass. Nobody fucking likes him. Like everybody fucking hates this guy. And there's Eisenhower has his own meteorologist who's an American guy that likes to play piano and dance in the meteorology office, and they don't like each other. And
Who plays that guy?
it is
Anybody?
Oh man, it's that guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna find this here. Chris Messina.
Oh, I know him. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so
I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know the actor. Yeah.
yeah, he was on the Mindy Project for a whole bunch of seasons. But yeah, so like he has this way of doing the meteorology that Andrew Scott thinks is moronic. Literally, he calls him a moron at one point, and they butt heads about whether or not it's going to rain on. The planned D-Day is June 5th. And just because like you can't do it, like it's a disaster. And the whole thing is like, if we don't launch now, the Germans are going to figure it out. We're going to miss our opportunity. This is the only day out of the year where the high tide and the full moon are there. We need both of those for this operation. So, there's like, but I mean, spoilers, it happens the next day. But it's actually really good though. I really had a nice time. Kerry Condon's in it too.
Oh, she's great.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this now. I'm not going to write about it. I'm going to say.
Is this going to be Devin's creepiness?
No. I just don't think that Brendan Fraser's that good an actor. And
I don't know. I think he's pretty good.
No. Watch this movie. Him up against Andrew Scott.
He's not Andrew Scott level. No, he's not Andrew Scott.
Yeah, but the thing is that Chris Messina's not Andrew Scott. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. He's not Andrew Scott either. So, like, it's whatever. I mean, Brendan Fraser just is not holding his own with this one at all. You know what I mean? All right, that wraps up Crew Confessions. Which one do we want to do now? Do we want to do the reunion or Hey, I've Seen You?
I want to save the reunion. I think we should do the reunion last.
Interesting.
The reunion is the most confusing to me. I mean, both of these stories are essentially what if terrible people met and decided to stay together. That's both of these stories.
I will say
but at least the reunion, one of them is not a terrible person.
Yeah, Jane Y is not a terrible person,
no.
I will say. So let's do the Haven't I Seen You? So Don Knotts is a shoe salesman who comes for a trip on the Love Boat, and it just so happens that he looks exactly like a TV star with an amazing name.
Yes.
Devin King.
Yep.
Very good name. Very, very good name. So he is getting...
I had to ask when spoilers for the story, when Don Knotts meets the baby, who's named Devin, and he says, Devin, or that's a nice name, Devin. Did it make you feel warm and cozy that Don Knotts likes your name?
What made me feel more warm and cozy was Julie Newmar saying my name in a seductive way to Don Knotts. That was... I was like, I want to make this my fucking ringtone, Julie Newmar saying my name.
Here's my next question. Is Julie Newmar 9 feet tall, or is everyone else on the show 4 feet tall? Because she towers over not just like Don Knotts, but like the extras, everybody.
No, she's very big. So he comes on the whatchamacallit. He comes on the Love Boat, and she's 5'11". She's not even that tall. I mean, she's tall for a woman, but not that tall. And everybody's already thinks that he's this guy. Like Gopher thinks he's this guy, and he tries to convince everybody he's not. He's like sick of it. He apparently gets it all the fucking time. So he's going up to his room, and Julie Newmar passes him, and she's like, "Ooh, this is everything I've been hoping for on this Love Boat trip."
Julie Newmar later on says that she spent all of her money to get on this cruise in the hopes of finding someone to marry her and help her raise her son. Very bad planning. Very bad planning.
Terrible.
Horrible planning.
It worked out. So actually, it did work out.
I guess it
good
worked.
Planning. It was very good planning, it turns out.
Seems like a bad idea to me.
So Julie Newmar, I want to talk about Julie Newmar first.
Sure.
Julie Newmar is, by the way, so like in this episode, when they call a beautiful woman statuesque, that's Julie Newmar. Like, it's fucking nuts.
It's crazy.
Her legs, I'm not a leg guy.
They go forever.
They go forever, man.
What's like she had legs that went to the floor.
She is like, she's amazing. She's gorgeous. She's obviously a Catwoman on the Batman TV show.
She is 46 when they made this episode.
Yep. Unlikely she'd have a newborn baby. Probably
not.
Especially back then. These days you can do it, but back then it was probably
very unlikely. Yeah.
She's a Tony winner. She's a dancer, and she would play Lola in Damn Yankees. I mean, she did really good stuff. She's also in the music video Too Funky by George Michael, and most importantly, she appears in the motion picture To Wong Foo Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
She's got to.
She does have to, and that movie, RuPaul is in that movie. And RuPaul's drag name in that movie is fucking incredible. RuPaul comes down from the ceiling on a swing for this drag show, and she's got a giant Confederate flag, and RuPaul's character's name is Rachel Tensions.
It's a good name.
It's fucking amazing. It's
That is a
fucking
good name.
amazing. Rachel Tensions. That's a
Wow.
great movie, by the way. Have you seen To Wong Fu? Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Yeah. So many years. Like in college, I guess. Maybe when I was in high school. I can't remember exactly when it came out. I know it came out in the 90s.
It came out in 95.
95. So yeah, high school. Maybe first year of college. Yeah, but somewhere around there because it was like right when it came to video. So
Yeah. It's a great fucking movie. It's about a trio of drag queens that take a road trip, and the casting is incredible.
It's John Leguizamo, Wesley Snipes, and
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Yeah,
And Wesley Snipes' drag queen name is fucking amazing too, by the way.
I don't remember that either.
Noxema Jackson.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes.
Now
I remember that because when I was young, whenever I get sunburned, Mom would put Noxema on me, so it stuck him. Yeah.
Well, you know what's actually funny? That question we had in the opening, like, what character would you like to see in pop up in Secret Wars or whatever?
Noxema Jackson?
Noxema Jackson's the answer.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
I did only look at it as a Marvel question. I didn't think of the idea of like.
I mean, I think it was meant as a Marvel
Sluggo.
question. It was definitely meant as a Marvel question. But Patrick Swayze's real good in this. I think Patrick Swayze is one of these actors who can be good, but often is not particularly good. And in this movie, he's really good.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think Patrick Swayze is the kind of actor who understands the material. And when the material calls for overacting, he overacts.
Interesting.
Like I don't think it's a mistake the way he does things in like Point Break. I think he's like, yeah, this is a hyper goofy movie. I'm going to play that up, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
He looks real good in drag, by the way. He actually, out of the three of them, he is the absolute best looking drag queen. And
who looks better, him or Dave Foley in drag?
Oh no, Patrick Swayze, 100%, like 100,000%.
Right.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I think a drag queen, one of the things that you kind of, Dave Foley's slight, and I think with a drag queen, you want like a little bit of like shoulder and stuff. I think that's like part of what you want. Like you know what I mean? Like at least that's what I want out of a drag queen. I want a little bit of power in it, you know? But he's also just like beautiful. Like he's a beautiful woman. Like it's crazy what a beautiful woman he is.
But as has been pointed out, Dave Foley, when he's dressed as a woman, looks exactly like Isabella Rossellini.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. He's just so slight. I don't know. Like
he's very slight.
There's a difference. Like, I mean, like he doesn't. A drag queen, I feel like there's inherently a certain, maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy, but like a certain level of clockiness that a drag queen has.
Yes.
That maintains the drag aspect of it. That makes them not just a trans person.
Which I mean, Dave Foley was never a drag queen. He would do drag for sketches and stuff.
Yeah.
So
in the great English tradition.
Yes.
So I really do think though that Patrick Swayze. I've heard they're doing a sequel to this, or they've been like kind of like thinking about doing a sequel.
Did nobody tell them what happened?
Well, no, I think that it would be like a legacy sequel. So obviously Vita would be dead in that movie. But it's also the thing about To Wong Fu is that it's the first Hollywood movie to have drag queens. And now here's the deal. So you might say like Tootsie or something like it hot, but they're not drag queens. They're men dressed like women, and they are cross-dressing, and that's a different vibe altogether. This is about drag queens, and it's about drag queen culture. Like there's a lot of really interesting drag queen culture that's really, really fun in this movie, and it's got like a real sense of truth to it. And like there's like a ton of fucking big drag queens from the day back then, like Lady Bunny, Head of Lettuce. But yeah, Julie Newmar being statuesque and striking, you understand why drag queens would be obsessed with her. She's got diva face.
Yeah.
Robin Williams is in this movie too, by the way. I forgot about that.
That's right. Yeah.
He plays John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt is his character. Anyway, Julie Newmar, really one of the greats. Julie Newmar, do you know who Julie Newmar feuded with?
No.
Take a guess. What Hollywood figure did Julie Newmar have a feud with?
I'm gonna say
Spit it out.
Zeppo Marx.
Close.
Okay.
Jim Belushi.
Jim Belushi.
They had a huge fucking feud. They were neighbors, and he accused her of like tearing down his fence and stuff. And they went hard at it. And then they eventually made up.
Show?
They eventually made up, and she was on his show and the show that he had back in the day.
According to Jim.
And her storyline was like a joke about the feud. So they ended up making it up. Why are you covering your face like that?
Why do I remember the name of fucking Jim Belushi's sitcom that I've never fucking watched?
So
many things I cannot remember, according to Jim, right off the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
No problem. Never seen an episode.
But I love that she had a fucking big public feud with Jim Belushi. That's just like so
That's
funny
amazing.
to me. It's so fucking. And the thing is, like, even if Jim Belushi was right, even if she was fucking with the property line, I'm still on Julie Newmar's side. Like, there's just no version of this where I'm not on Julie Newmar's side.
No, it's Julie Newmar.
Yeah, like
she's still kicking it too. She's
still alive.
Yeah.
She is definitely still with us, and she is still statuesque. And she is still wonderful. Also, the thing is, like, she's a big gay rights advocate because her brother's gay, and she also here in L.A. she got a ban on leaf blowers passed. But I'll tell you something, it didn't make a difference. But also interestingly enough about her, she dated some really fascinating people and not people you might assume. So she was engaged to Louis L'Amour, the Western writer. Which is crazy, and she dated Mort Saul, the comedian, who's not a bad-looking guy, but not a Julie Newmar guy.
I mean, times were different.
I know. Well, no, the thing is that she's dating Louis L'Amour and Mort Saul. The indication is that she's interested in the mind.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Diane Keaton was with Woody Allen, like,
yeah,
it's a different world.
Louis L'Amour wrote a novel that has an important part in Star Wars history.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
A novel with the name Hondo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. There
you go.
Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? So Julie Newmar's still with us and still wonderful. And she's done a couple of appearances as Catwoman and stuff like that. And she also appeared in the like weird Lifetime movie about the Batman TV show.
Yeah.
And she did like a flashback scene or whatever. And
I
she
think
also
Burt Ward claims he slept with her, and she's like, no.
Do I think or does that?
No,
actually true?
No, I think I think that's what he claims in his autobiography. I can't remember if it was him or not Eartha Kitt, but the third Batwoman, whose name I can't think of.
Very
Lee
possible.
Merriweather. Yeah.
Lee Merriweather. Was she the third one?
She was
Eartha Kitt, the third one.
Eartha Kitt. I'm in third, as in like there are three, and I named two of them, and I couldn't remember who the third one was for a moment.
I
think Lee Merriweather's the first one, isn't she?
I think she's the first one. Julie Newmar's my Catwoman. Like Julie Newmar is my Catwoman. She also does Catwoman's voice in some cartoons.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. I like when an actor really embraces a character like that, like, and just kind of goes with it.
Pretty much all of them did, because it was.
They had, well, I think that Julie Newmar had a little bit more of a career because she just did stage and shit. Also, she patented 2 different kinds of pantyhose in a bra.
Really?
She invented them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something else. Julie Newmar, very interesting life. She also went back to UCLA after the Batman TV show and got a real estate license. So
that's got to be weird. You're walking around college and there's fucking Catwoman in class with you. You're like, what is going on? It's
gotta be so bizarre, man.
No, I guess it would have been too early, because I was thinking like could you have had a class with Julie Newmar and Ron Howard at the same time? Like they're both in that class.
No, this was 1970. It might have been able to. She went back in 1970. So the people in her class almost certainly were watching the Batman show.
Yeah.
When they were younger, when they were like before high school, like they were definitely watching it.
And Ron Howard left college to do Happy Days, which was 71, 72.
Oh man, now I got to look up Ron Howard.
So it's plausible that they were on campus at the same time.
Is this your excuse to try to get me talking about Bryce Dallas Howard again?
No.
Happy Days was 74.
Oh, it started in 74? Okay, so no, he would not have been there in 1970. That's too soon. Or too early.
Although having Googled Ron Howard, I have another factoid related to this episode. Turns out he discovered through genealogy that he's a distant cousin of Don Knotts.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at that.
That's something else, huh?
Oh.
That's something else, man.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed? That's great. So speaking of Don Knotts, the premise of this storyline is that Julie Newmar wants to marry Don Knotts. That's the premise of the storyline.
She thinks he's a famous movie star.
Yeah.
And is going to marry him. Yeah.
But here's the deal. So like that's obviously like a joke that like she wants, like, because when they're together in a scene, I often feel this way, like especially living in LA, that I'll be around people who are so beautiful that I feel like a different species than they are. Like I just feel like we're not the same species. Like it's probably not correct for me to be talking to this person. Like I'm probably like putting a stain on them.
What's the Randy Newman line in the song? It's where it's a song he's written to Karl Marx about how communism didn't work, but it's making fun of capitalism. Is the whole song. And at one point he's like, I was at an event. You should have seen it. All the women so beautiful. Blah blah blah. And every man looked like me. Toads with queens or something like that. It's like,
what I always feel like, and when I'm a beautiful woman and I'm around a beautiful woman, I always feel like I'm Gimli and they're like Legolas. Like it's just like these two should not be next to each other. I mean that's how I often felt with Britney. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I asked for her hair, for a strand of her hair. She gave me 3.
So Don Knotts next to her, she's tall. Don Knotts is not tall, and they definitely played up for comedic purpose. She's wearing fucking heels because you know what? Don Knotts is 5'7", so she's 5'11". She actually has like half a foot on her.
Towers over everyone in this episode. Everyone.
But here's the thing about Don Knotts being about Julie Newmar wanting to fuck Don Knotts is that in real life Don Knotts was a ladies' man.
Yes.
Don Knotts got around. He was married 3 times, and his daughter wrote a memoir about living with him, like when he was single. And she was like, he was always bringing girlfriends home, like all the time. And he said that she said that they was always nice to them. They never had anything bad to say. And when they broke up, they stayed his friends. So
there you go.
He was a gentleman. Apparently, he was just so funny that that's the thing. Funny guys, funny guys can do well. And so, so Don Knotts, I actually had no idea until I began researching for this episode that Don Knotts was a coxman.
No, I'd heard that before.
Just did not believe it. When did you hear that?
It's at some point in the past.
Oh man, I was really blown away by this information. Don Knotts, obviously one of the great comedy stars. Started with Mayberry, with Andy Griffith, the Andy Griffith Show.
I love that show.
He left that and went on to. He was called to Hollywood to make classics like The Incredible Mr. Limpet,
The Ghost and Mrs. Chicken.
Ghost and Mr. Chicken,
which is based on an episode of the Andy Griffith Show, as a matter of fact.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
My favorite Andy Griffith Show episode where there's a haunted house in the neighborhood and Opie and his friend go in there and get scared, and then it turns out that actually the house is being used by bootleggers, and that's why people think it's haunted, is because they've set up stuff to like make things
scare
move and scare people away.
It's like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yes, but they took that and turned it into the Ghost of Mrs. Chicken, and I have on my wall the painting from the episode of Andy Griffith Show, like a print of it where the eyes moved because it was the guy watching them from behind the wall. Yeah, I love that episode.
So the thing is, we talked a lot about like guest stars on this show, like from the era they're from, they've like killed men.
Yeah.
They've seen horrors like in real life in World War II. Don Knotts was in World War II, and he might have seen horrors because in World War II he was a ventriloquist and a comedian as part of the entertainment. He's part of a show called Stars and Gripes.
Stars and Gripes. That's great.
It was so
Perfect.
yeah. So I don't know if he ever saw. I don't know if he ever saw combat. But maybe a ventriloquist is seeing combat every night. You know what I mean? Because we know that ventriloquist dummies are evil. Like that's
Yes.
It is known.
Yeah.
So he might have been fighting off his ventriloquist dummy.
He was definitely spending each night just being screamed at by the soldiers who were like, "We just want to see the dancing girls. Why is there a ventriloquist here? What is
Why
going
is
on?"
this little skinny man talking to a puppet?
It's like this bug-eyed freak talking to a puppet. I'm fighting. My best friend's head exploded next to me. Yeah.
So he then went on to be Mr. Furley on Three's Company.
Yes.
It's funny because the Ropers were the original landlords, and they left, and they got a spin-off, the Ropers, and then that spin-off tanked, and then that was it. Like they were just done.
They were done.
But Mr. Furley came in. Now, Mr. Furley was always really interesting to me because, again, it's an era thing. Like Don Knotts as Mr. Furley is very flamboyantly dressed.
Yes.
And as a kid, I didn't understand that he wasn't gay. Like he talks about women all the time, but like as a kid, I always thought it was like he was talking up a good game to hide the fact that he was gay. Yeah, because
I did not get that sense.
I mean, there was just something because of Don Knotts' manner and the insane flamboyance of his look. I mean, like Mr. Furley really he got the drip. He got the drip. I
think at that time, if you had the drip, you had to go to the doctor and get some penicillin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I know that he was like kind of like a gay icon. That's the thing.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was kind of a gay icon. Mr. Furley was. And I know that.
I'm shocked by this.
Yeah. I mean, he dressed like a fucking absolute disco queen. I mean, like he was crazy. But then, that's always what I was wondering. Like, is he going to try to hit on Jack because Jack was playing a gay?
Jack was pretending to be gay so he could stay in the apartment. Yeah. No, I always thought the joke with Mr. Furley was that he's an old guy trying to act young and hip.
Oh no, that's what the joke is. 100%. It's just that as a kid, it was just so flamboyant.
It never occurred to me.
And Don Knotts is so feminized in the role that I just always read that way to me. I
never.
But no, he's.
This is the second time now we've had a discussion like this where you thought a character was gay.
Oh, everybody thought that the guy from The Burp is gay. By the way, all the comments and all the replies were all people saying he's definitely
never
gay.
occurred to me.
Well, what's really interesting is that the idea that you couldn't be a man living with two women, like that's an incredible idea. Like that doesn't make any sense at all anymore. Like
no,
you couldn't do Three's Company the same way.
No.
And not because of woke, but just because, actually maybe because of woke, because now men can live with women.
Sure. There's a 7-season show about one woman living with 3 men, right? So
yeah, it's I mean, it's kind of a wild thing. And then good old Jack Tripper.
It is funny that was I don't know if I want to say common, but a trope that was at least used more than once of the idea of like these men have to hide who they are so they can stay in an apartment. There's bosom buddies.
Bosom buddies
is the same thing.
Well, they
go into the extreme
to get into the apartment because it's a women's only apartment building.
Yeah,
and the rent is just too good. Like they need the room, and so they dress as women. I mean, then Some Like It Hot, they dress as women to evade the mob.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people pretending to be gay, though. I think that's
not that I can think of.
I think Three's Company one of the few. And I guess that on some level that's progressive. Like the show doesn't make him being gay a bad. Now there's a lot of gay jokes, but it doesn't make him being gay.
Mr.
a bad
Roper
thing.
is very.
Oh yeah.
Uncomfortable with it.
Well, no. So is I mean, that's because he's the older generation. So that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
like an
the
Archie
joke, yeah.
Bunker thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, in terms of there being like a lot of gay jokes, there are a lot of gay jokes. But the idea is not that Jack Tripper's a bad person for being gay.
Yeah.
But also, he's not really gay. So, anyway.
Yeah,
so-
many of the jokes are, oh no, Jack has to pretend to be gay, but also he brought a woman home,
yes. Yes.
and now he's going to fall over the couch. You know, and, yeah.
Yes. That's like the Don Knotts story. Don Knotts, he had 3 wives. He doesn't have like a ton of great gossip, and he made it till 81. I've been to his grave. He's buried in Westwood Memorial Park, and his grave is amazing because it's a big plaque, and it's a bronze plaque, and it's etched with all these different characters he played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should Google his grave because it's actually fucking awesome looking, and I get very
Got like
excited.
Mr. Limpet on it in there.
It's got it's got all that shit. Yeah, I mean, he saw the poignancy in people's pride and pain and turned it into something hilarious and endearing.
Oh, it's not just their name; it's like images of him. It's the
It's images of him.
astronaut,
Yeah.
the Apple Dumpling Gang.
Yeah.
There is no Mr. Limpet. You lied to me.
Okay, sorry.
Which I get because it's like, where are they going to put a fish?
I
That doesn't make sense.
But yeah, so that's like, isn't that a great grave?
That is a great grave.
It's a really good grave, man. It's a really, really good grave. So
Trying to figure out, there's a baseball stadium behind him in one of them. I don't know what movie that would be.
I'm not 100% sure myself. I'm sure that when I think about it, it'll be obvious to me. But off the top of my head, I do.
Oh, there is a Mr. Limpet. Duh.
I thought there was. Yeah,
But it's not the fish. It's him
as Mr. Limpet.
as
he
Mr.
becomes
Limpet
the
before he
fish.
becomes the fish.
Yeah.
I ever tell you my Mr. Limpet sequel idea?
No, you did not.
My crossover movie that I want to do?
What's that?
Which is the talented Mr. Ripley meets the incredible Mr. Limpet. And the catchphrase would be, I always thought it would be better to be an animated fish than to be a real nobody. And it would be the incredible, or the talented Mr. Ripley kills Mr. Limpet and takes his place.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Don Knotts, like in the late 60s, so there was like a whole point like where Don Knotts was like trying to like figure out like what his next act was going to be, because you're connected to Andy Griffith and stuff like that. It's very family oriented. Mr. Limpet, all this shit is for kids. So he made like a sex comedy called The Love God. And
No, thank you.
with a question
thank
mark.
you.
It's with a question mark. The
Oh, okay,
Love God
okay.
with a question mark. So yeah, and so he was trying to kind of get like into a little bit more more of an adult thing. I guess Mr. Furley's more of an adult thing, although we watched that shit as total kids.
I mean, that was on at like 3:30 in reruns. Like, it wasn't really an adult thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was in theory. Like, I'm sure when I was a kid, many of the sex jokes went over my head, but, you know, I there was nothing about it that was like overtly adult, I don't think.
Judith Chris' review of The Love God, she called it a smutty pseudo-satire on pornography, civil liberties, and bird watching that should be rated as sub-Z by anyone with a knowledge of the alphabet, let alone an iota of taste.
Oh, boy. Jeez. Wow.
So he's this guy Herb, who's this shoe salesman, and he comes on the Love Boat, and he immediately gets involved with Julie Newmar, who keeps pushing herself on him. And there's another woman, Pat Finley is the actress, who played Bob Newhart's sister on the Bob Newhart Show.
I knew I recognized her. Okay.
Yeah, she didn't do a ton of stuff, but she did that. She's always coming in and like butting in, like that's like the running gag. There's a part like where she finally gets him to give an autograph, and she calls all her friends autograph seekers over, and they all rush the table. It's like a little physical comedy gag there.
Yeah.
But so Julie Newmar
When they first meet, Julie Newmar's wearing like a bikini bottom and like this tight top, and Don Knotts spends the entire like 4-minute scene just staring at her boobs.
Well, so she's like do you remember me? We met at a party last year in Beverly Hills. You told me I had the most beautiful eyes. And he goes, yeah, you had the most beautiful eyes and the most beautiful. And then he just like looks down her body. So she's like, yeah, we met. And so they start hanging out. He takes her to dinner and shit like that. He keeps like flubbing a little bit, like letting, like not really keeping the identity that great, but all for gags. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing.
The
like really,
show business bit is good.
that's a pretty good one. But then she tells him that they fucked. And he's like, oh boy. And now he's like in a position where he's like, man, like, I'm fucking Herbert the shoe salesman. Like, I don't get to fuck ladies like this. And this lady wants to fuck me. But here's the deal, though. It's the reality is that she told him that they fucked because she has a kid. And she tells him that that's his kid, that she named after him. But since he didn't fuck her, he could not be his kid. So the big reveal at the end of this is that Julie Newmar has been lying the whole time. That she did not
have sex with Devin King.
She never met him.
Nope.
And that her deal was that she was going to entrap Devin King into a marriage with this. And her thing is like Devin King is such a ladies' man that he can't remember all the ladies he fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real Warren Beatty stuff.
It's real wild there, yeah. And also that she's like, here's my child, the child's name is Devin, just like you, so that he'll connect it. The child's name is Andrew, so she's gonna the whole life.
Yeah, she's gonna change the kid's fucking name, I guess. Yeah. I mean, like, the level of deception at play here from both of them, by the way. Like, they're both deceiving the shit out of each other.
Yes.
And it is just like an amazing thing. And when he finally admits to her who he is, and shows her his license to prove it, she then admits to him that she's full of shit too. And he's like, well, you know what? I'd like to marry you anyway. And for some reason, she says, I would like to marry you as well.
Because she spent all of her money on the fucking cruise, hoping to find a husband. She's got no choice. She put all her chips on fucking Devin King, who ended up being Gordon Schumacher or whatever his name is. And she's like, fuck it, I guess. At least you have a job.
Well, back then, shoe salesmen could you could buy a house.
They made okay bucks, yeah.
They made okay bucks, yeah. So, yeah, he probably made a couple dollars, even though he wasn't that... He liked his job. He knows it's not glamorous that he's putting shoes on old ladies, but it seems like he likes it enough, you know...
He's very comfortable with who he is, which is very, very nice.
Yeah, except that he spends the whole episode pretending...
I mean, he spends the whole episode with a fucking raging heart on. Like, undoubtedly, there are moments like she's like rubbing up against them, and then she's like, okay, I'll leave. And you can see he's just like, I gotta get back to my deck and just fucking pound this one out because I'm gonna explode.
She is so beautiful. Her fucking cheekbones, man. It's
oh my god,
real.
It's insane,
unreal. What an absolute stunner Julie Newmar is in this, and she's like always like kind of like giving like a sensuous reading, like, oh, Devin, I remember that night. She goes, I don't regret anything I did that night. And I'm like, do you mean anal? Is that what you're talking?
Who fucking knows?
Well, nothing actually happened that night. So she never met the guy. Everybody's lying. So yeah, he proposes to her. He knows her for about 36 hours, discovers that everything he knew about her was a lie.
They spend an afternoon in Mexico.
They go to Mazatlan and they spend as regular people. So at the end of the episode, they're deboarding and he wants to not be swarmed by everybody. So he puts on Groucho glasses and somebody goes, it's Woody Allen.
Yeah.
And he gets chased off the boat.
Yeah, that was funny.
Is that anti-Semitic? The big nose?
I'm going to say no, because Woody Allen during that period would often would do like photo shoots where he's wearing the Groucho stuff because he wanted to be Groucho.
I know.
So that's what I connected it with, is that Woody Allen was playing up the Groucho stuff himself.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's the glasses.
No, it's not. You're definitely right. But
and it's anti-Semitic at heart. Like at heart, it's anti-Semitic.
Well, he's a short guy. He's
I would like. I guess. I wish Woody had hired Don Knotts to play one of the Woody stand-ins in one of his movies. That would have been very interesting.
Would have been perfect.
I would have been really good. Yeah, and it kept him in the
definitely. I mean, not for nothing, but more believable than Kenneth Branagh.
Oh my god, that was such insane casting. That was so insane. And it's insane because he's playing Woody. I mean, like and actually, Branagh is like doing his best Woody. Like he's like not like
he's not doing a bad Woody job, but it's like
he's doing. But it's like Kenneth Branagh.
There's no way a man that looks like Kenneth Branagh talks like that. Like it's insane. Yeah.
No, it reminds me of my favorite story about Robert Redford, when he wanted to be in The Graduate, and
Yeah.
he wanted to star in The Graduate. And he talked to the producer, and he's like, "I really want to be in this." And the producer's like, "I don't know if you're the right for the role, Rob. Bob. I wonder, how do you, how do you feel about striking out with women?" And Redford
He's
goes,
like, what do you mean?
he goes, "I don't know what you mean." It's just like incredible. Fucking incredible, man. Oh, rest in peace, King Bob Redford. Got to meet him. Very nice moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him a couple times. I met him at Sundance, and I met him. He was doing press for that movie where he's on a sinking boat.
I was supposedly his last movie, but then he shows up in Doomsday.
Yes.
So
Yes. Oh, not Doomsday.
not Doomsday, Endgame.
Endgame, yeah.
Or Infinity. Yeah, Endgame. Where they go back in
He's
time.
in Endgame. They go back in time. Yeah, yeah. So as all the great actors do, his final role is in a Marvel movie.
By law, that's how it works.
So yeah, that's that story.
Can I tell you, because I thought of it with the Brown Woody Allen bit?
Yeah.
Can I tell my story about seeing Celebrity?
Yeah.
I saw Celebrity at the time I was living in Chester, New York. So I went to the Chester Theater, and which I was shocked that they were showing Celebrity. I was like, oh my God. And so I went to go see it. And when I went in, maybe half the theater was full. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I'm watching the movie, and then this is like right after Titanic came out, and DiCaprio's in like one scene of the movie.
Uh-huh.
And DiCaprio scene in Celebrity happens. It ends. Everyone else in the theater gets up, walks out. It was all teenage girls that just wanted to see DiCaprio. I couldn't believe. I was like, "What is going on? This is crazy."
That is so great. Oh my God.
And they walked out, so they had to know. Okay, he's only in. That's it. That's the end. So had at least one of them seen it before? The rest of the movie, I had so many questions. Like,
well, somebody must have told them that he's only in one scene.
Yeah,
they must have read some review or something that said he's in one scene. He makes a cameo.
Yeah,
like that has to be.
Or one of them already saw it and was like, he's only in the one scene, so we just go, we see the one scene, we leave. Yeah. Like, I don't know, but it was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And then, so our final story is reunion. And the premise here is that this couple that got married in France before World War II, they got split up when the war happened. And the woman moved to the U.S. and she's never heard from the guy again.
The woman had to be snuck out of France.
Yes.
Suggesting that she was Jewish. They never say she's Jewish. But
it does seem likely, yeah.
Yeah.
So she hasn't heard from him. This is a story that I think is challenging to modern audiences because you can find anybody now. Like, it's much easier to find people.
Sure.
But back then there was just no fucking way, especially with World War II and then the aftermath of World War II.
Yeah. This story starts with a joke that I thought was going to be much darker.
Yeah.
Because it starts with, before we even meet the couple, everybody's in Steuben's office and they're sitting around having like breakfast, and they talk about like, oh, this couple, they haven't seen each other in 40 years. And Gopher starts laughing. He's like, he's laughing. He's like, wouldn't it be amazing if they get on the boat? And he keeps laughing and laughing. I was like, is he going to say, and one of them dies? Like, that's where I thought he was going with it. But he's like, no, he's like, and they can't stand each other. Like,
Doc really tells on himself because he's like, I would not wait for somebody for 40 years. And Julie's like, you have no romance, you fucking jerk off. Like, he just is a pervert.
Yeah. And then later on, he gets pissed off that Isaac is like, you chase women. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a big deal. They finally found each other and they're going to reunite on the Pacific Princess. Why? I don't know why, who knows? But like, there's all kinds of press and shit.
Yeah. It's very good because they both live in America. So it wasn't even a thing of like, oh, the cruise line is paying for them to reunite. Like, because one of them lives in, Spain and the other one lives in America or whatever. It's like, no, they both live in L.A., apparently.
Yeah.
They could just go meet at, like, Russo's and Frank's or something.
One would assume, but, who knows? So the woman is played by Jane Wyatt. And I promised you a Star Trek connection.
Yes.
And Jane Wyatt plays Amanda, Spock's mom.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
she's Spock's mom, and she's Spock's mom in Journey to Babel, and she's Spock's mom in Star Trek 4. No, Star Trek 3. Star Trek 3 she's in. So it's that it's kind of a fun little thing that she's in this. She she was like a movie person a little bit, but like it was Father Knows Best. That's what everybody knew her from.
Yeah.
And she won like Emmys and shit for it. She doesn't have one of these great horrible stories that we like to have here.
Did we, in the previous episodes, did we discuss the horrible story of the woman who wrote the book that Love Boat is based on?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me pull this up because I read it today and I was like, this is crazy. So this happened to her before she wrote the book. I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
Her husband, Albert Decker, was found dead in their home. She found him dead in their home, and he had hung himself. And here it is. It was he had hanged himself in the bathroom while dressed in women's lingerie. His body was covered in explicit words and drawings in red lipstick. Money and camera equipment was missing. There was no sign of forced entries. It was ruled accidental.
Well, that's a murder.
Or in the least, it was some kind of thing that went wrong.
Well,
and
that's
he
accidental.
died.
Yeah, he was doing autoerotic asphyxiation possibly, which took
Money
out,
and camera equipment's missing, which means
That's the
somebody else
thing.
was there.
Yeah, no, he got robbed. He got murdered. It sounds like. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Accidental autoerotic asphyxiation is what they ruled it as.
Boy, I'm gonna say something. That guy was a real swinger.
Yeah.
Does he get it?
Took me a moment.
So
That happened to her before she wrote the book, by the way. So keep that in mind.
Well, that's why
That's wild.
That's why she probably became like a high sex drive ocean lady. Like that. All she
No,
writes about in that
she'd
book-
already done that because this was like he died in 1968 and the book came out in like 1970.
Oh, okay.
So she had already done all that stuff. This guy, he was an actor.
A cool thing about Jane Wyatt is that she had a hard time later in the 50s because she spoke out against McCarthy and McCarthyism.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
And so that was a thing because back then you couldn't speak out about it. And so she had some problems with her career. And shit got really hard for her because she had hosted a performance of the Bolshoi Ballet. And when people found that out during World War II, when people found that out, that was a problem for her. Now, here's the thing. She hosted the Bolshoi Ballet at the request of Franklin Roosevelt. And
You think that would get you a pass?
well, those people all think Franklin Roosevelt's a fucking communist. Yeah. But here's the deal. She met her husband when they were both spending a weekend at Franklin Roosevelt's house in Hyde Park.
Wow.
So they were both pals of Franklin Roosevelt.
She's got connections.
Yeah, no, like, yeah. She died in 2006. She's been dead for a minute. But like, she's cool. Like, you know, she was like speaking out against injustice. She was like kind of, she was mad, about, what was the movie? I gotta find this here. Hold on.
Jaws.
Oh, in
The
Lost
Dot Not
Horizon.
Sex Comedy. She was mad about the Dot Not Sex Comedy.
She was in Capper's Lost Horizon, and she later on said that her problems were, she says, during the war, they cut out all the pacifist parts of the film. The High Lama talking about peace in the world. All that was cut because they were trying to inspire those GIs to go out there and go bang, 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 which sort of ruined the film. So, very interesting. She's a real lefty. We like Jane Wyatt. We stand Jane. We stand Amanda, Spock's mom. I want to kind of see like not a whole movie, but like an episode of a TV show about how Amanda and Sarek got together.
Sure. I imagine it'd be problematic.
How do you fall in love with a Vulcan?
I have no idea.
Right?
I mean, people fall in love with them in every show, so.
Yeah, I get it. But like, what was she doing that she was around Sarek so much that she fell in love with him?
I don't know. Did they like? maybe she worked at the Federation and he was there. Right?
I mean, we don't know. That's why I want to see a story about it, because we don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't think we need.
I do, because I want to see like a little like a love story with her. Because Sarek's such a jackass, like he's such a fucking jackass that I kind of want to see the movie like where she like falls in love with the guy who's a total jackass. By the way, there's also another potential connection. Her character's name is Amanda Grayson, so perhaps she's a descendant of Robin, Dick Grayson. It's possible. It's possible. In one of the movies, Spock does say that Sherlock Holmes is his ancestor, but that's a bit.
Yes,
I don't think we're supposed to take that quite so literally.
No, it's the same as Shakespeare in the original Klingon.
Yes, yes. So, and then the guy. So this is out of all the people.
Did you see? I'm sorry.
What?
Did you see the Star Trek thing about how they kept trying to get William Shatner to be on like one of the new shows, and their plan was to have him play Kirk in a reality where he did not leave pre-World War II in City on the Edge Forever. That he stayed. He saves her and stays with her. And Shatner just kept saying no. Just like being like, no, I'm not doing that. So good for William Shatner on that one.
That world, the reason she had to die, the Nazis. Yeah, like there's an argument to be made that's where. Oh, no, actually, no. You know what? I was going to say the mirror universe does not diverge from there, because I think the Roman Empire kept going in the mirror universe. But yeah, like that was the thing. They had to let her die because the Nazis were going to win if she didn't die. Like, and you have to have the stakes be that high for that story. Like, otherwise you're like, why? That sucks. So the guy is played by Jean-Pierre Aumont, and he was like a leading man in France. He was a matinee idol. He made some movies in America, but here's what's really interesting about him. So he was Jewish, and he stayed in France until 1940, I want to say, and he left France for America. But get this. He 42. 42 he left because he was like, I'm a Jew, I'm in France, this is bad fucking news.
Gotta go. Yeah.
And he was doing really well. His career was going really, really well when World War II started. So he went over and started making a couple of movies in America. He did a movie called Cross of Lorraine, which is about the French Foreign Legion and shit. And he finished that movie, and he joined the Free French Forces, and he went into battle in World War II. So he went over and he was part of the fucking invasion of North Africa, Operation Torch. And it was like, and this was like the invasion of North Africa. This Operation Torch was like a really pivotal one because it allowed helped America get into the European theater of war. And so he went and did that. Like, that's where fucking Casablanca is. Like, that's
that's wild.
It's totally nuts. But I'm not even done telling you about this guy, because he got wounded twice in World War II. And one time he was on a mission with his brother and got wounded, which is that's like a movie in and of itself. A guy doing Free French Legion, Free French Forces missions with his brother. But then the second time, he fucking got blown up by a landmine. And he was aide de camp to like the general of the 1st French Division, and that guy was killed. And he was very badly injured. And he got the Legion of Honor and the Cross of War, the Croix de Guerre and the Légion d'honneur. So I mean, that's like fucking amazing. Like, that's unreal. And he did
he's pulling from experience for this episode.
Yes, 100%. 100%. He was married to Maria Montez, who was like this beautiful fucking actress who did all of these like adventure type movies, like she did like Arabian Nights and shit like that, and she was just like super gorgeous, and she was really loved, people were really into her. She was in a movie called White Savage, and Cobra.
Oh boy.
So the deal is, though, Maria Montez, they were married for a bunch of years, and then she had a heart attack in the bathtub and drowned.
Oh.
Yeah, she was quite young. She was 39 years old. and she was by France, and they had a kid, and she passed away. She was Dominican, from the Dominican Republic, although she doesn't. I mean, I don't know what the particular racial background of her is. I mean, when you're in New York City, Dominicans look like Dominicans. I love Dominicans.
I just like she was Dominican from the Dominican Republic.
Well, Dominican.
It would have been fun if you were like, she's Dominican from Greece.
I mean, the thing is, I would say Dominican, and this is a dumb thing to say, but that's a religious order, the Dominicans, and my thought was like, I have to specify. Yeah, I guess she's probably more like Spanish, because the Dominicans in New York, it's Spanish speaking people, but they're really fucking cool. Like, I had so many cool Dominican friends, and Dominican food was really good. You can't get Dominican food anywhere outside of New York, as far as I can tell. So,
I don't think you can. No. I mean, I guess the Dominican Republic, you probably get it.
No, not anymore.
No, not allowed?
They're not allowed. Yeah, they're not allowed anymore. New York has the rights now.
Their daughter,
Tina Omo?
Tina Omo, she was in Modesty Blaze.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. She did some nude pictures for Playboy.
Sure.
Oh, shit, she's in fucking Tinto Brass movies. What the fuck? She's in fucking Salon Kitty. I cannot believe that. That's actually, this is blowing my mind. I did not do the deep research on this. Fuck.
Yeah, she worked with Liza Minnelli. You should be all over this.
I know. She worked with fucking Fellini on Casanova, man. This
also died young.
Yeah, she also died young. Yeah. I mean, 60. That's not that bad, right? Maybe.
I guess. I don't know. It's not, considering I'm closer to 60 than I am to, 30. I'd like to get past 60.
Anyway, so that's the story of Jean-Pierre Aumont. Like, he's definitely playing a guy that's quite similar background to him.
Yeah.
He died at 90.
He made it last.
He made it all the way. So in this, so they get brought back together. All the press are there. It's like very disorienting for everybody, especially for Jane Wyatt.
I want to talk about
a French accent the whole fucking episode. By the way.
She is, and it's very bad.
It's very bad.
Nothing against her, but it's very bad. To the point that I was like, are they both doing fake accents? Because hers is really bad. And then I was like, no, he's real. Okay. But I do want to discuss here in their meeting moment.
Yeah.
My favorite. I have two favorite extras in this episode.
Okay.
And one of them shows up here, and he shows up again at the end in one of the last sequences. And he's the reporter with the tape recorder, because he's consistently holding out the mic and then tapping the tape recorder that's like strapped around him, going as if like he can't get it to record. And I was dying every time. He's like, and just pointing the mic at things, like at like anything. Like they start kissing and he's holding the mic up to their face, and it's like, and he's tapping the tape recorder the whole time. I love that man. I don't know who that man is. He deserved an award.
They meet back up, and it's like exciting. It's a big press opportunity. And then they go to dinner that night. They're seated at the captain's table, which is the most prestigious table to be seated at for dinner service. And he's telling stories about PTSD in a jocular way.
About like, at our wedding, when the champagne cork popped, everyone ducked because they thought the Nazis were here to murder us. Yeah.
And everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. Trauma.
Yeah.
And so he's telling all these stories, and he ends up taking her outside onto the deck. And he's like, you're beautiful as you've ever been. And then they kiss, and she goes, you're not my husband. And she storms off, and he's like, gah, gah, gah. And he goes to her room and basically is like, yeah, no, I'm not your husband.
No. He goes to their room.
Oh, that's right, to their room.
They have one room, which I get the idea. They're like, oh, it's so romantic. They're together again for the first time in 40 years. Get them separate rooms just for safety would be my suggestion, which they do not do. And then he ends up having to sleep on the couch.
I mean, they are technically still married. She never
Yes, but they have
marriage.
not seen each other in 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, she goes out of her way to say, I've never annulled the marriage. I never did anything. I'm still married to him as far, that's my belief. So
But
he comes
40 years.
he comes back to the room and he's like, "Hey, sorry." And she's like, "How do you know everything?" Because he knew everything about their relationship. And he's like, "I got a funny story about a concentration camp." So
I'll tell you.
So me and
This
your
would be a
husband,
great sitcom.
me and your husband got tossed in a concentration camp together, and we were great buddies in the concentration camp. And they were nicer to him than to me because I was part of the French resistance and he was part of the actual French army. So they gave me a really hard time all the time, and they were a little bit better to him. And he was always looking out for me. He always made sure I was fed, made sure I was warm, and he would always talk about you. He loved you so much. He would tell all these stories. And so one day he got really sick and he was dying of pneumonia, and he knew he was dying. Like, he's in a fucking concentration camp. You get sick, you don't get better. Like, that's the deal.
To note, I feel like he was dying of pneumonia because he was so busy taking care of this guy.
It could be.
Because he was like, he kept me fed, he kept me warm. It suggests to me he did not keep himself fed and warm.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. So it turns out that this guy is going to get executed by the Nazis. And so the dying husband says, "Listen, I'm dying, man. Why don't you take my identity and I'll take your identity?" Which I think they don't spell it out, but it does indicate that he was executed.
No. He dies of pneumonia.
But that night he dies of pneumonia?
Shortly after, I imagine.
Because they were going to execute him like the next day. That's why I was very confused by this.
I believe he says he died from pneumonia.
Maybe he's just telling her that. He doesn't want to tell her that he got fucking sent to the gas chamber or something.
Well, I mean, actually, the way he tells her, he's like, yeah, and you know, he knew I was going to be executed, and then he died. And he just says, he's like, and then he died. I think he just kind of skips over. He kind of blah, blah, blah.
I think it might be, he goes, he does a yada, yada, yada. And then yada, 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 he died.
Yada, yada, yada. I took over his identity. Like, that's what happens here.
And because it's a concentration camp and nobody gets treated with respect or dignity, they didn't even notice that they changed identities.
Well, he says, we were the same color.
No, we had the same coloration. Height. We had the same coloration.
Okay. I thought you said color.
No, same coloration. So there's a really good bit here, though, where he kind of tells this story in like a really nonchalant way. And she says to him, "You know, he's been dead for 40 years to you, but he just died right now. Just died to me." Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, you go, Love Boat Riders. That is that's a good dramatic note there. Like, that's great. Because it is true. He just fucking blindsided her. Like,
he literally just says, like, and then he died. Yeah, he's like, and then he died. What are you going to do?
He doesn't start the story with, like, "I'm so sorry he didn't make it out of the war." Like, that's how you should start that story. He, like, leaves it as the twist at the end of the story.
What if at the end he's like, so we switched places, and then he went off and became a movie star? Like, that'd be weird.
So, this story's like happening, and they're like both feeling weird about it now. And there's a bit where they're eating, and Captain Steubing comes over to them, and he goes, "I know what you two have done." And it's like such a crazy thing to say. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh no!" And he goes, "You have not allowed yourself to dance with anyone else on this cruise. We need to make you dance with people." And which it's like such a weird fucking moment. Like, yeah, I know what you have done.
I know what you've done.
It's so funny.
I was the fucking murderer of the 7 seas.
And then basically, what is even the solution of this? She just decides to marry him.
No. This is how it all breaks down, because I have this in my notes, because I was like, this can't be how this story goes. She's like, this is not going to work. And he's like, I get it. It's not going to work. And she also suggests that she's poor. She says, I'm a teacher. She says her students put their money to get her outfits for her trip, right?
Right.
So she's got no money. And she's like, you never told me what you did. And he says, I have my own business.
Right.
I'm the only person in the world who makes a specific piece for cars.
It's a tiny part that goes in a car door.
Tiny part that goes in a car door, right? I'm the only company in the world that makes it, is me. And at that moment, she's like, boom, marrying this guy. Like, dunzo. Like, she puts her hand on his fucking hand.
I mean, that's it, though, right? That's it. She finds out he's rich. That's it.
She's like, I'm fucking down. Like, I'm so tired of being a goddamn teacher.
Yeah.
Like, hoping my kids will, my classmate kids will buy me clothes.
It's funny because this is the story that gets the least screen time. So, like, there's not really a good Like,
well, now it gets weirder because throughout the story too, they're like, okay, look, this is not going to work because you lied to everyone claiming to be my husband for the last 40 years. None of this is going to work out, but we don't want to be rude to the captain. So we'll go through the new marriage ceremony. What the fuck? No, you instantly say, Captain, that's not my husband. This man is a fraud. Arrest him.
well, you know what's funny is that she was going to tell him that. And so that's why
Yes.
Captain Sui comes over and he goes, you wanted to tell me, ask me something? And she then at that moment pivots and goes, oh, if a bride is getting married a second time, does she have to wear a veil?
Yeah, which is great because Captain Steubing, the most serious I've seen him, he's like, I don't know. like he's like honestly like, holy shit, this is an important question we have to get to the bottom of.
So yeah, then they get married and they leave the Love Boat, and that's the end of their story. It really, but like they really give this one really short shrift on the solution. Like they spend some time on the dilemma, but the solution they just zoom through it. Like, oh, we got to wrap this one up because we're giving this one the least amount.
She's like, oh, he's got money. I'm down. Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm old. I got no retirement plan. I'm a fucking teacher.
I feel like they give Isaac the most screen time in this one. His story gets the most screen time, I feel like.
It really does get a lot of screen time.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it goes Isaac, Don Knotts, and then this, Jane Wyatt, I think is how it goes in terms of... I mean, I'm sure if somebody out there wants to fucking time all these, please do so. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it gets the least amount of attention. But yeah, so there's two stories in here about people being deceitful to each other. And then
just be like, fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Like, everyone in both parties like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
like she, the teacher lady whose husband died in the war, she does essentially nothing wrong. Right? I got no problem with her.
I mean, she becomes an accessory to fraud at that point, though.
She does, because at the end, the reporter's like, "Which of your two weddings was the best?" And she's like, "Oh, they're both equally great." Like, and he even says, like, when we get back, we'll have an actual marriage. Like, we'll get married for real. Which is also weird because he has to now go and be like, for the last 40 years, I've been making this part for a car. And that's not me. I went through a citizenship test, became an American citizen. He is very proud of that.
Yeah.
All of that's out the door.
Wow. Yeah. It's crazy.
If he admits any of this, he's done. He's done so. Crazy. I couldn't believe it. And the same with the Don Knotts, Julie Newmar storyline. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
well, I
get Don Knotts being like, I'm not going to do better than Julie Newmar, 100%. But like her being like, yeah, I guess, okay, cool. Like, she could definitely do better.
She could, but she needs a baby daddy. And that actually makes some sense because I can see Julie Newmar marrying shoe salesman Don Knotts and just cheating on him all the time.
Just banging all the fucking college kids in town. Yeah.
Yeah, like just cheating on him all the time. Like she's just using him for money. Like I could see that. Like, and by the way, I say that with judgment and with positive judgment. Good for you, Julie Newmar. Good for you.
It. Yeah. Get yours, Julie Newmar. Yeah.
Exactly. Positive. Fucking bleed them dry.
Yeah, it's fucking Don Knotts. Come
on. But what's funny is that both of these stories are people who basically say, my first interaction with you was a horrifying deceit, and I can never trust you again. Let's stay together. Like
Let's get married.
Like it's crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
What did you think of this episode of The Love Boat?
Good, but before we get to that, extra number 2.
Oh.
If you go to our notes, you'll see the photo I took of a man who desperately needs to start wearing sunscreen. He is the reddest man alive.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's insane.
He is cherry red.
That is a bit. That somebody was like, wouldn't it be funny to have this shit in the back?
It's got to be, right?
It's totally a bit. Totally a fucking bit.
Or I was trying to figure it out. I was like, either it's a bit or this guy, like he got booked through like his extra agency. Like, oh, you're going to be on Love Boat for the next like season. Because I imagine they just use the same extras all season. And he was like, you know what? I better get some sun. If it's supposed to be like I'm on the Lido deck and stuff, I better get some sun. And he got way too much sun. And they were like, amazing. Fucking this guy.
Fucking amazing. God damn. So what'd you think of the episode?
We've done 4 of these now. I think this is my least favorite.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's like kind of like it's nutty in like a real morally dubious way, but it's not like nutty and wild the way that some of the other episodes have been. This is like, I think, a middle of the pack Love Boat episode. I think it's got really good guest stars. Is I think what's nice about it.
It's got good guest stars. The story with Isaac, I think, has some fun bits. The other one's not like there's not really any jokes outside of the Isaac one. The other, like, in theory, the concept of the Don Knotts Julie Newmar one is funny until it turns out that she's also like scamming him,
right?
And then it gets real weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah,
you know, like that's all very strange and. You know, there is a more. I think there's a better story where Don Knotts is on this boat and he's not famous, but he pretends to be famous so he can get like special treatment on the boat and not also like arguably pull an end of Revenge of the Nerds and leave us all really questioning his motive.
Well, he is at that point when he knows he's going to get laid. He does have a crisis of conscience.
Well, when he talks to Gopher about it, and he says, "You know what I'll do? I'll ask her to marry me, and then I'll tell her who I am."
Yeah, it's not great, Don.
Can't do that. Can't do that, my man.
The thing is, some Love Boat episodes are less good than other Love Boat episodes, but I think generally for the first bunch of seasons, there are no bad Love Boat episodes.
Yeah, no, this wasn't hard to watch. This wasn't like, a slog or anything. Yeah. It was just like, there was definitely like throughout it where I was like, wait a minute, this can't be the story for like both of the two non-crew stories.
That's always my favorite shit.
And the Don Knotts one, at least that one had twists throughout it. Like when they reveal that she's got a baby, I was like, what is going on with this story? This is getting crazy now.
She got a baby that just fucking hides in the room all the time. The whole cruise, she abandons the baby.
Well, she's got somebody watching the baby.
I know, but she just abandons her baby in the room. Like,
yeah, because she spent all of her fucking money. She's got to walk out of this cruise with a marriage proposal. Otherwise, they're on the streets. That's all there is to this.
That's all there is?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, me too. I had a nice time watching it. All right, we'll be back again next week. We're going to be doing Spider-Noir. The current plan is to do the first 4 episodes next week. We'll see. Have you watched any of them yet?
I have not.
I not either. So we may feel like we want to strip it out more and do more in depth, but my suspicion is we're going to kind of blow through it, is my suspicion. But we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Especially when does 97 start? It starts pretty soon. July. So we can't do more than 4 episodes.
Yeah.
On Spider-Noir. So
I mean that's fine. I would not want to do more than that anyway.
No.
So, all right, we'll see you guys again next week. Until then, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you be well, and we will see you somewhere across the Omniverse.